Hello, my name is Stephen Mayeux, and this is my video series on practical JavaScript, where I walk you through the algorithm challenges at freecodecamp.com. In this video, we will be going over the challenge, the new challenge, where do I belong? And so it's the second to last one for the basic algorithm challenges. We're almost towards the end here, and so good job keeping up with the series, and just good job learning JavaScript every day with me. So anyway, enough of that stuff. Let's get into the challenge. Where do I belong? Return the lowest index at which a value, okay, the second argument, should be inserted into an array, which is the first argument, once it has been inserted. For example, get index to insert, okay, and we have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the second argument is 1.5, should return 1, because it is greater than 1, that's index 0, but less than 2, which is index 1. Likewise, get index to insert with an array 23, 5, with the second argument 19, should return 2, because once the array has been sorted, it will look like 3, 5, 20, and then 19 is less than 20, which is index 2, and then greater than 5, index 1. Okay, so once again, yeah, if we look at this example right here, okay, we have a first argument, an array, and we want to get the index of this number here, the second argument, once it's been inserted into the array and sorted. So in this case, it would be 1, because if we add 50 to this array and we sort it, it will be 40, 50, and 60, and then 50 would be the second value, or at index 1 of that array. All right, so we're going to use the sort array method again. We're also going to use something new called concat, or concat. I'm never sure how to say it, but it's very useful, and you're probably going to need to use this for future challenges. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. I want to show you what that concat method does first. So I'm just going to say, oh, what am I doing? I forgot to mention new JavaScript file, as usual. This one's called 15_where-do-I-belong.js, and I already went ahead and embedded that on line 11 of the example.html file. Okay, now I can get started. I want to show you what that concat method does. So let's say we have an array, okay, it's 1, 2, 3. I can call concat on any array, and I'm going to pass in just a number right here. Okay, I'm going to save that. Okay, oops. I'll just do it this way. And I'm going to go to that example.html file that I have up. Okay, bring up the JavaScript console. Okay, and refresh the page. Okay, so look at that. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5. So basically, it just joined that integer in the array. It essentially just pushed it to the end of the array. So it's kind of like identical using push. But I can use it with not just single integers, but an array of integers. So let's do 4, 5, 6. Save that. Go to Chrome. And look at that, that's pretty cool. So it's taken two arrays, an array with 1, 2, 3, and a second array of 4, 5, 6, and it's joined the two together. So really, really cool, called concoct method. So I mean, really, for this challenge, I think you can just use the regular old push just to add the second argument number into the array method. But I wanted to show you this because it's kind of sweet. All right, so just some general pseudocode. First step is we're going to add the number to the array. Okay. And then second thing is we want to sort the new array. okay, with the new number. And then finally, we want to get the index position of the num argument. And that's going to be, that's a pseudocode. That's going to be our strategy for doing this. Should be rather simple, but let's just jump right into it. I always like to keep my code as elegant and as short as possible. So I'm going to begin with a return. I'm going to say array.concat num. And again, you could also use array.push as well, and it would be totally fine. It would be totally okay. And then I'm going to do this sort. Okay, now let's just see. Oops, I need to put the concoct method back in there. All right, now let's just see what we get. Okay. All right, good. Now I have an array, and that argument, that second argument num, it got inserted, and it looks sorted. We see 40, 50, and 60 right there in the array. Now it looks sorted, but I want to show you something kind of quirky about this. I'm going to add in some more numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 22, 33. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to save that. Oops. And I'm going to refresh. Okay, now look what happens. Okay, I get 1, 2, 22, 3, 30, 4, 40, 50, and 60. So using this sort on the numbers, well, it's so hot in here. I'm sweating my butt off. Using the number, sorting the numbers, it isn't going to exactly work just using the regular old sort like that. We have to pass it an anonymous function, and we have to do a little bit of magic with it. So function, A and B. Okay. And I've done this before in a previous video, but I'm going to just show you again, A minus B. Okay. All right, save that. Go back to the console. Okay, and there we go. Now we have an assorted array. In this case, it's assorted in ascending order. So it starts at the smallest value and it goes up to the largest value. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 22, 30, 40, 50, 60. I could very well just say B minus A, save that, and I'll get it in descending order this time, starting at the largest value and then going to the smallest. So in order to make this work, we can't just pass in a regular plain sort. We need to make sure that we pass in this anonymous function with 2 arguments, and then we return the first argument minus the second one, in this case A minus B. Okay, so we've got our assorted array, and I'm just going to clean this up and okay, just use the example from Free Code Camp. So save that. Okay, go back here. All right, so now we have the assorted array, and all we have to do now is just find the index position of that second argument. In this case, the argument, the second argument num was 50, so we inserted it into the array, we sorted it, and we just have to very easily find that index position. We already know how to do that using the index of method. So this right here, we know, okay, we have this return statement, and we know that it is returning a sorted array. And I know that if I call the index of method on an array and pass it in an argument, it's going to find the index position of that value I pass in. And if it doesn't exist in the array, it's going to return a -1. So index of, okay, I'm just using plain old method chaining. There's no reason to create variables and storing it in. I'm just method chaining because this is such an easy challenge. And the argument is going to be num. So remember, this right here is just an array. It's an assorted array. And we added the new value, and I'm just saying, hey, index of method, where is the index position of num? So I say that, oops, why do I keep doing that? Return it, and I get 1, which is the index position of our newly assorted array. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to go to freecodecamp.com, make sure everything is working fine. And would you look at that? It absolutely works beautifully. That's great. Moment here so I can wipe my brow. Jesus Christ, it's hot this year. Okay, so one more time. We can use the push method to add this second argument in here. And I'm looking at all of the tests, and the second argument is just one integer. But I just decided to use concat just to show you something new. So push or concat, here, I'll just show you if you don't believe me. Okay. Okay, yep, still works. I didn't get that beautiful. Wait, what? Array.push num. Sort is not a function. Oh, okay, I guess I can't call push on that. Anyway, forget everything I said. That was lies. I wonder, one second here. I wonder if FreeCodeCamp is just acting up. Okay. Right. Okay, so I guess what happens here whenever we're using the push, I guess we're not returning an array, and that's why we're getting this error. Okay, so never mind. It's not, we absolutely need the concoct method in order to make that work, or we have to store. Basically, we'd have to use push, but in a slightly different way. Okay, so forget everything that I just said. Push, like it is right here, is not going to work. We need the concat method because it's actually going to return an array to us, whereas push just adds something to the array, but it's not going to return an array. So anyway, we've got our sorted array here, and then I'm just calling index of on it and passing a num, and I get the index value of that. Run it one more time. There's that beautiful message. Okay, so there's going to be one more video. Jeez, man, I'm looking at my sweat right here. There's going to be one more video for the basic algorithm scripting challenges. That is Caesar's Cipher. It's a little tricky, but we'll walk through it together. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for improvement, I would love to hear from you. Please write them in the comments below. And if you like this video, if you share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's going to help me out, it's going to help you out, and it'll help the fine folk at freecodecamp.com. So please do share the love and do all that cool digital stuff. All right, that's it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.